initiation from Galio with that ultimate. And you know, Rumble ultimate, fantastic at the slow. And if Jaina is in the right position, you know, that ultimate can also be a fantastic.
So like I'm trying to imagine like how a fight would look like when it breaks out. So ideally you want to see like a Skarner flash on a key target, and then you would want to see a Scion follow-up stun and really just burst down somebody. And I really see, you know, Galio playing a big part in anti-bursting. If you see, say, Skarner ulting somebody and Scion following up with a stun and Morgana with a bond, if Galio gets a well-timed bulwark, it's going to mitigate a lot of that damage, and the champion that they're focusing down may not be gibbed at all. And especially since V8 is running a heavy AoE burst comp, if Galio is able to have their tank line bulwarked and shield and then CC afterwards, you know, he can mitigate a lot of that damage. And immediately after V8 blows all their summoners and ultimate cooldowns, they're not going to have a lot left for the sustained team fight afterwards. So it's going to look a lot better depending on how each fight is initiated. The deal with AoE comps is you do a lot of damage to multiple people all at once, and if they don't initiate correctly, they're going to miss out.
So mid lane, Galio versus Morgana. I mean, it's I think it really ends up being more in Galio's favor.
Honestly, I feel like Morgs is gonna have a ranged champion. It's easier for her to land her pool and push waves than it is for Galio to land his smite and push waves, because he's gonna have to smite the creeps, push it, and then go up and right click as well, and it's gonna put him up in danger. So
yeah, but I mean, he does build semi-tanky, and you know, one of his core items is Chalice. So I mean, he's gonna have that magic resist. He's gonna have that mana regen. So I mean, like earlier on, you know, if he decides to be it could be a real back and forth battle.
Oh, I don't see them killing each other though. The thing with has bulwark, and so if Morgana opens,
also see, you know, if we see Skarner come in to try and gank mid lane, like, Shyvana is definitely going to have a rough time trying to get a gank in on Morgana. I mean, Shyvana has no tools to CC Morgana down. But once Skarner hits 6, we may see him wander in on mid. I mean, it's gonna be tough. Bot lane. Bot lane. V8 trying to push, and AAA doing the opposite up here on top lane. And we are also talking a little bit too how Galio performs against double AP comps, which Scion is indeed going.
So same deal bottom. Graves is just a really great lane pusher. So you're gonna see Graves just ride the tower like basically every game. You see Graves pushing the tower all game long, and he's especially pushing this game because Shyvana is just not known for having strong ganks early on.
Unstoppable X going in on Rumble, getting the Q off, getting the slow, has no choice but to flash away as Unstoppable X does. Flash in pursuit, wants to get that Q off, wants to get that extra damage. Trace mode will finish off the kill. Shield will protect him from that last turret hit. First blood.
Oh, that was a little bit of misplay on Skarner's part. If Skarner had landed his Q and then flash and Q'd again, Rumble would have died without Scion having to burn his flash. So since Scion did have to burn his flash, the second round of ganking isn't going to be as strong. But definitely having that first kill for Scion is going to help him a whole lot, definitely.
And Rated actually blowing the exhaust on Aftermove pretty early on in the laning phase, getting a little bit too aggressive on yellow. And mid to top lane, Trieskimo is now pushing it to tower as well. V8 on the aggressive side right now.
So one thing I was talking about earlier is how Graves is just going to continue.
Oh, and Muff getting focused down. He's in the bush. That bush is warded. Everyone will be able to get off that kill. Ignite, Summoner heal. Not be enough. Flash goes in. Everyone does get it with the audio tech. That was pretty good. And right now,
Corky kind of baited himself for that Sona kill. Sona was so low, he wanted to kill so bad.
Yep.
And then he backed out because he got ignited because he was afraid he was going to die. At that point, the chance of him dying was actually pretty high. And so I felt like there's one of two things. Is you either back out a little bit earlier, or if you commit that much, you know, just Valkyrie in and get the kill.
So we have an interesting jungle invade here going on top lane. Unstoppable X is actually exhausted. Linek trying to get all the damage he can. We had both junglers in top lane with the both very similar idea to try and get the engage off, and it's kind of
I felt like Zion came out ahead because he didn't really lose any HP, and Skyner was probably on his way back to base anyways. So.
Right.
It was a positive exchange for V8 overall.
You know, neither jungler has 6 quite yet. Linek is just very slightly ahead in that department. But Skarner does have the Philo Stone build, trying to build into Shurelya's, which is a pretty good core item on him. Graves and Sona taking down the small golems. Once again, just a little bit more experience, a little bit extra gold. And
so, one thing I was talking about earlier is how why Graves was pushing bottom so hard is because there's a Shyvana jungler, and with such defensive summoner spells, there's really little incentive for Shyvana to gank bottom. So what that means is it's okay for Graves to continually push bottom lane without any repercussion, because the chance of Shyvana coming down at the right time and picking up kill is not likely at all, especially pre-6. So pre-6 aggression from V8 is just basically free aggression that's going to go and punish. So that's why you see Graves is so aggressive every game, because with the new summoner spell meta, bottom lane is just such a safe lane with so much heal, so much exhaust, so much ward coverage. You know, you can just keep on pushing. So I think one thing people do these days is just pick really, really strong bottom lanes that can push and keep on pushing, because you know jungler's not going to gank you.
Yeah, and especially in jungler like Shyvana, more on the counter jungling end. She has no CC built in, but right now actually V8 has an inkling about Triple A's blue. We're actually on the tail end of that binding. V8 knows that they're going for it. Sona coming in from the river. Pretty hairy engage. Triple A is actually forced out of their own blue, really, and Linek actually gets the engage on, and Unstoppable X has the ult, dragging Linek all the way back and gets the kill. Momo will be finished off by the ult, gets stunned, Ignite going down, will finish the job.
Oh, everything's just going so well for V8 today.
Pretty good.
I felt like that was a very, very hairy situation for aAa to begin with, because Shyvana had already got chunked for, you know, a very sizable amount, and to walk back in and tank another.
Yeah, you think to go back in there is kind of it's questionable.
Yeah, it's basically you get hit low enough, and you know the next time you get hit with a binding, you're gonna die. And so at that point, I felt like, you know, if you don't have a ward on blue to make sure you can smite steal it, is not worth going in, because they have a ward in there, they have position on you. They see you coming before you get there, so they can always adjust before you do. Whereas you don't have sight in that brush, so you're basically just blindly walking into it.
V8's ward coverage is quite stellar, and Aftermoon actually getting chunked out a little bit here in bottom, but he will live on.
It's no big deal. I think he's got enough farm to go back and buy. He was doing his last push before go back and buy anyways.
Yep. Not quite enough to pick up a BF sword, but he will decide to finish off his tier 2 boots. And top lane is Trieskimo is actually going to go ahead and keep these wolves, but top lane is going to push a little bit. Actually, no, Linek's going to go ahead and decide to back. So right now, 4 kills up for V8, 4-0 against All Authority. 10 minutes in, about 3K in gold up, And like I said, their ward coverage has been amazing. Their team fights have been wonderful. It's V8's day today.
Yeah.
V8 can do no wrong today.
Oh man.
And Mo actually getting caught out.
Takashi's just landing all these really, really beautiful bindings too.
Yeah.
And so.
And right now, AAA is actually kind of caught a little bit out of position. N-Raid has no choice but to
so
here comes
dead.
Unstoppable X. Ult is up. Doesn't even really need to use it. Just one more pick will be able to do it. Didn't even need the Skarner ult.
I think with Janna is she's already way out of position, and so when she had ulted, right, she ulted them into Corki. What she needed to do is take a little bit more damage, allow Corki to do some damage on them, and then displace them, so Corki is going to be able to chunk down V8 low enough that when they turn, he can still fight. But, just being out of position and being out of position when Skarner's already coming down river like that is just, one, is bad timing, two, is just bad positioning.
That, and also AAA has really no ward coverage here. They don't really have much ward coverage, period. Like they have the one ward here in this bot lane, but it's aggressive ward in this bot lane bush, but that's about it. They have now one more ward coming here in this tri-bush top lane. Trieste going to go ahead and continue pushing top lane.
So basically that aggressive ward that they have bottom, what they're trying to plan for is to have Galio teleport in behind Graves and Sona when they're both playing really, really aggressive and try and net a double kill right there. So at this point, it still might be very, very hard because just Graves and Sona is just so far ahead of Corki Janna that even with Galio coming in and landing his Idol of Duran, it might not be enough to net them both the kills. They might be able to pick one off, but I don't think they're going to kill both. Actually, V8 might be even strong enough to not die at all.
So more wards coming in from AAA's top lane wards. AAA's now a little bit more wise to Skarner's encroaching ability. Saw him slip into the bush earlier, and Rumble retreated accordingly. Tree Eskimo now wandering in enemy jungle territory with Linak close behind, and now Galio actually being a little bit out of position here. Ultimate from Morgana going down. Galio will flash out of it. Binding going. Wonderful bindings from Takashi X all day today. My God.
So there's a creep above and below that binding. It just went right through the middle.
Yeah.
And he hit the Galio. That was pretty sweet. Good.
Just A+ shots, bullseyes all day today from Takashi X. Wow. And it's it's that kind of level of expertise to get down skill shots to that.
That's a dead Janna.
Yeah, Janna. She doesn't know it yet. She doesn't know it yet, but she's in very, very huge danger. Takashi X, can we get another key binding? Wonderful, wonderful position. Yes! Look at that. Unstoppable X now coming in for the assist. And Ray trying to get away, but no. Here's the Scorpion trying to be slowed. Spell shield going down on the Skarner.
That's a good spell shield. That spell shield was to prevent Janna from using her Monsoon to knock back Skarner. And if you can see from her cooldown, she actually did use Monsoon immediately after Morgana black shielded.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very well-timed black shield by Takashi X right there.
Takashi X just so on point today. It's crazy. I love it.
He's been on point all week, actually. His LeBlanc play, his Morgana play. It's just he's been performing really, really well all tournament.
Fantastic job. A+ player today, and still the push continues in every lane. The slow encroach from V8 being a monster presence in every single lane. Now Shyvana is actually top lane to try and help take down Tree Eskimo. Ult goes in, stun goes down. He should the ignite.
He's dead.
The ignite he's too far out, cannot get away. And while that's going on bot lane, Skarner has his presence going behind the tower to help pick up the Corki kill, and Janna might actually go down again.
She's probably dead.
Right, getting slowed a little bit more, and she's trying to hide away in the bush. Will not be able to do it, but now Moma. Did he teleport in? He did teleport in.
He did teleport in. It was just people died way too fast for him to come in and actually be effective. And there's also a risk of him coming in like that and just straight up dying too. So
it's almost like he has to do it preemptively.
Just at this point in the game, V8's got basically all the enemy's buff on timer. They have Dragon on timer.
Yep.
They have complete map control. They got 2 towers down, and they're gonna be up about, I think, 8,000 gold.
8,000 gold. It's the numbers with you. Everything is like about creep lead to this much, or has about this much of a goalie. You're fantastic with these numbers. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Right now, Linak now wandering around, like retreat pings actually going down. It's now we have AAA kind of a little bit paranoid, like they're no longer safe in their own jungle. It's warded so well.
Yeah, the thing is when you have a clear advantage, you are able to just go ward deeper and deeper in the enemy's base and find out exactly where they're positioned. And since when the lane is pushed anyways, it's very, very opportune for you to group up and just start picking people off over and over. And as you can see, that's exactly what V8's been doing all game long.
And the AAA is also kind of a little bit scattered. They do ping out Sona here in Top River. I'm not going to go ahead and engage on that. Trashix will go back. What's he going to be picking up for himself? How much gold he got? Quite a bit. Level 2 boots. Got the Rod of Ages already. We'll probably be building a Death Cap next. Skarner grabbing the red. Rumble still up there top lane. Sion did use the teleport to come back top to keep his place.
He didn't really lose anything with the teleport.
Yeah.
He's at the point where his team's already winning that he doesn't need to kind of teleport in during a team fight because they would win anyways. And also they had just killed Dragon, so there's no forced Dragon fight. And let alone, at this point, Dragon is basically free for V8 anyways.
And they've already taken down another one. I'm also surprised that Sona doesn't have an Oracles yet, though.
I would probably pick it up on Skarner. Oh, Skarner already has it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, Skarner's got this. Skarner's got the Oracles. He's
like
a little more mobile.
It's a lot more common for tanky junglers to have Oracles now because since they're roaming the map and looking for ganks, they're going to be walking through a lot of brushes, and that would, prompt them. It's like, oh, there's a ward here. It's not worth my time to gank here anymore because they know I'm in the area.
Now AAA actually gathering all 4 of their 5 members here in mid lane. Linux actually going to go top to try and clear the wave. Sona spotted by their blue. And VA just trying to strategize where are they going to strike. Graves actually going down to push bot lane on top of Lex, not too far away from mid. Potential engage going on if AAA decides to push a little bit too far out. Corky going to go down to try and defend the push on his own, taking the huge chunk of damage while he's trying to get in position. And right now, V8 actually getting it set for the rest of AAA, migrating on over. And Janna, you're out there, you're alone. Oh, wow. Melted.
So, Takashi was anticipating Janna to keep on moving, but the silence then kind of stopped her in place. But, it's I guess it's a good way of just completely cutting her off. Yeah. If Sion didn't get close enough to stun in time, the Morgana bind would have hit.
Corky a little bit too close to V8 trying to take down the tower. The bot tower, tier 2 tower falls.
This is actually going to be inhib. They know Shyvana is top, and they just killed one, so it's going to be 5v3.
Yep.
And so this is going to be a free inhib. So it's definitely not worth it for Shyvana to just hang top and farm while their team's going to lose their inhib.
Galio's got the ult, but gets focused immediately. Everyone actually really dangerously low, but yeah, you're right. They will be getting this inhib.
It's not worth it for Shyvana to farm 2 waves up top and give up inhibitor. But
we're just about to hit 20 minutes, and an inhibitor is already down for Against All Authority. Amazing work from V8. So it's it's about a 10k gold lead.
Oh yeah, it's huge right now.
I'm not seeing a lot of options.
So with the inhibitor down, what that means for V8 is super creep's going to start pushing bottom. As soon as there's a big enough super creep pressure bottom, they are free to just group up at Baron and take it.
Yep.
They're far enough in farm that the other enemy team can't hold bottom and fight them at the same time. So it's most likely going to be a 4v5 on Baron, and V8 is already strong enough to win a 4v4 fight. So like the best thing I feel AAA can do at this point is probably if they can steal Baron they might be able to turn around a little bit, but and even Baron at this point isn't a necessity for V8. You know, they can just take out all the towers on the outside and just keep on pushing because they're just so much stronger. You know, the amount of gold that they have over AAA right now is basically Baron buff already.
Yeah, some of the gold differences, like in the junglers here, is a good 1,000 gold difference. Top lane, it's a difference of about 2,000. It's crazy. And right now, V8 is just going to go ahead and engage upon AAA under tower. And it's not that even big of a deal. They're just going to go ahead, melt rumble immediately. V8's going in. Shyvana has no choice. She's going to go ahead, ult on into the core of V8, and she's just going to get focused down. Not a whole lot AAA can do at this point.
There's a little miscommunication right there.
Yeah.
If Shyvana was able to jump on them and then Galio Ido Duran immediately,
he does. The ult is still down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They would be able to do a sizable amount of damage. So AAA's best choice right there was to just hold out as long as you can, let Tara drop, and then just wait for all their ultimates to come up and then have one good engage.
Hopefully they'll be able to get that Morgana at the end of the pack. And there we go. Ult is up from Momo. He's going in. He tries to get that damage, but just can't do it. A little bit too overzealous.
Yeah, I felt like it was a desperate measure. I felt AAA is behind enough where they know that they're not coming back, and they're basically just trying to play it out.
Corki now getting really aggressive, trying to get that kill, but you know it's surrender vote coming down for AAA, and we will go to game number 2. V8 winning game 1 in grand finals versus a